Y'all ready to get started? Well, we do have a quorum.
Mayor Joe Morris,
Yes, ma'am.
Dennis Burton,
Here.
Kenneth Massey,
Here.
Randy Hutchinson,
Here.
Ty Casey,
Yes, ma'am.
Jeremy Rose, William
ma'am.
Thompson,
Yes, ma'am.
and I left somebody out. Kirk Johns. Got the wrong cheat sheet here. Oh, believe it.
We're gonna do the pledge of allegiance and just a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Everybody's had a few minutes to read their minutes from,
Make a motion, we approve the agenda for May 10th, 2022, and the minutes for March 8th, 2022.
I'll second.
Mayor Joe Morris,
Yes, ma'am.
Randy Hutchinson,
Yes, ma'am.
Dennis Burton,
Yes, ma'am.
Ty Casey, Kirk Johns,
Yes.
Jeremy Rose,
Yes.
Kenneth Massey,
Yes.
William Thompson.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's
we do have one speaker tonight, Mr. Scott Springer. Y'all seen him once before. He'd like to address the council again.
Thank you for having me here. You know, I came here once before and spoke about the water problem that I have at Valley Heart. And showed videos to y'all of it. And the mayor sent a gentleman over here and he put up a little dike. And it helped. It did. But it didn't solve the problem. And it came through again. You know, I've been flooded 3 times. And one of the things that this gentleman, the mayor, says, well, I can't control the rain. You can. You know, hell, I know that. But you can control where the water goes. Okay? There's a culvert across from my house. That thing hasn't been maintained in years, okay? Well, when you divert the water to another culvert on the other side of this property, on another road, this water's coming down. And if you don't take care of the culverts itself, it comes over the road. And when it comes over the road, it comes right into my house. And it was down here the last rain that we had, and they did a fantastic job. You know, they did. I was talking with the mayor out there, and he made a statement to me that I wouldn't. I didn't care too much for it, but you know, he said, if I clear this out, he said, water's still gonna come over. He said, I'll guarantee you. And I said, well, prove it to me. Show me. You know, this is not, I'm not talking about water in my yard, and I'm talking about water in my house. This did damage to my home. I got a wall that's buckled. I got a bathroom door that won't shut, moisture. When they cleared that out, they dug it out like it was supposed to be. And it rained really hard right after that. Got a lot of rain. Not one drop of it came over that thing. It went right in the ditch like it's supposed to. You know? Why did it wait so long? You know, I've been flooded 3 times. And people know that. You know what my wife said? She said, I bet if it was one of their wives' homes, they wouldn't put up with that shit. You know? And I'm not here, pissing and moaning. This is my home. And I want to do whatever I can. And if you're not equipped to clean them culverts out, you better put a screen on and clean the screen. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a tube full of sticks and stones and everything that's gonna be plugged and you're gonna be screwed. But the culvert has come up above the road. It's visibly on the road. You've either gotta build that up or make it deeper. Because gravel's going from the road in that culvert. I've probably got a tandem axle of gravel in my ditch at my house, which that's a problem for me. But if it's maintained like it is right now, I wouldn't have never had a water problem in my house. And when somebody, for instance, for me, when I came up here the first time and addressed y'all with this problem, I wasn't up here pointing fingers. I didn't want y'all to think that. But now, you see, he can see itself in the mirror can. It worked. Once it was done, it worked. It took them probably 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and it was done. You didn't have to worry about me or worry about that. But this is a growing community. He was going to be going. He was moving in. I like this place. I really do. And who represents me in that district?
Those two sitting right there.
Right here? Do you ever drive around and check
I
this
go by
culvert?
there every day.
Do you see the culverts?
Yeah.
I mean, are they cleared out?
They are until you get a big rain.
No, I disagree with that. I disagree. No, if you would have drove by, like you said, you drive by them every day. I believe you do because you drive a school bus.
Yep.
Why hasn't anything been done? Yeah.
It has.
It has been done, and
When's
you
the
said
last?
you
When's
said-
the last time since?
I'm not gonna sit here and argue
No,
with you.
no.
Well,
no.
you asked me, give me a chance to
Okay.
explain.
Okay.
It has been done. They've come down there and cleaned it out. You admitted that a while ago. And then when we get another big rain, it fills back up. It sops back up.
That area where I live, from Valley Heart to the back road there, has not been cleaned for years. Years. That man right there.
You just a
told
minute
me.
ago said it was clear. You're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. Up until you cleaned it out this last time, it hasn't been touched in years.
It's time to stop.
There was saplings in that ditch that big.
It's time to stop.
The last time you come in here, you got on to us because we fixed the culvert up there and you said that's what damaged your property and that's what caused it to flood. Did you not?
If you do not maintain your culverts, this is what happens. You fixed one, but you didn't fix the one across from my house.
Yours are not the only culverts that we have to deal with in the city.
Absolutely, I know that.
Yeah, so.
And there's a bigger problem than just that culvert right there.
Okay,
You live in a flood zone.
that's bullshit.
What are you asking us to do?
Huh?
What are you asking us to do?
Maintain that.
Just maintain.
Just
the road.
maintain, just make sure it's a flow,
Gotcha.
you know? If you put screens on them, heck, I'd maintain the screen right in front of my house.
They plug up in the first rain we got with the screen. I mean, you can't
But
keep
you're
the screen
just,
clear.
you're wanting an attempt on your road to make it better,
Yes,
is what you're asking.
absolutely. You know, I chose to live down here. And I don't want everybody mad at me for coming in here complaining. And at the same token, I don't want to have to come in here and say, come on, man. What's your job there? Why is this like this?
So the last time they came out there and cleaned it out, how long did it take for it filled back up?
They never cleaned this out.
You're talking about the one that runs directly into the road, just across the road they cleaned out.
They cleaned out on the other side of the road, up a little bit, they scraped it. They never cleaned those culverts.
Yeah, I did. I cleaned that whole ditch line out. I pulled all the gravel I could out of that whole
That's
ditch
what I
line.
mean, you scraped that up there. The culverts was not touched.
I cleaned right up to the culverts. And on the other side, I cleaned the culverts.
So the inside of the culverts, is that what you're talking about?
It's full of debris.
It's,
Full
it,
of debris?
I'd say it probably is. 70% of it is. Because I got 2 culverts that comes into my yard in the ditch. When we had that hard rain, not this last one, but the one before that, when my house flooded, one of the culverts has got a little stream coming out like this, while the rest is coming over the road. And the other culvert had a stream, you know, it's probably, you know, it was about half. The rest was coming over the road. Okay.
David, is there any way of cleaning those culverts out? I mean, how do you clean it? I mean, how wide are they? They're 20 feet, something like that?
At least
Gotta have
So how
manpower.
do you clean one of those out?
24,
I mean, what do you
most of
do?
them are
Dig it
24.
up, put a new one in.
Yeah,
About the
we
only
ain't
way
gonna
you
do
can
that.
I cleaned that out.
Wait for it to fill back up again.
That's why you want to put a screen or something, so it doesn't fill up.
It won't stop the rocks and gravel from getting on. That's what they're gonna be full of, the
Well-
mud, rocks and gravel.
Well, I guess,
So what's it cost to get a new culvert put in it? Tore it out, put another one,
Yeah,
in, put a
cut the
screen in
road.
it, and then.
You gotta cut the road and everything.
The ones in front of his house that he's talking about have concrete
Oh,
ends on both ends of it.
no,
They're rock walls, whatever.
rock. And
But-
put it up there.
It still keeps it from washing out. You know. So
I just had to look at it. I mean.
he's been down and looked at it.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I think the last time the gentleman was here, I wasn't here, so this is,
can it be blasted out with with a fire hose?
That's what I was just thinking.
He said last, he didn't say water.
Yeah. I mean, is that an option?
That,
If we can get the fire trucks over there?
one of the biggest problems is, all that water runs off that hill on Northwood, and it washes that gravel into the ditch, so it washes it on down. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's filled his ditch, like he said, to where it's up high enough that you're not gonna blast it out without going all the way down that ditch, all the way across his property.
Which he's asked us to
No, the
do.
culvert,
And we
once
would,
it comes into my yard, okay, it's already full. That ain't gonna be the problem. That's still flowing. The culverts, you can blast them out probably. You can blast them out, and you know, that's probably what you need to do. Or find some method. Because when you put them in there, if there's no way of cleaning them, why would you put them in there? You know, I mean, that's, yeah.
well,
Answer that question for me then. Why would you put something in it if you cannot maintain it?
That's a road that we inherited before the city.
Well,
You
Okay.
still have to have
If-
the culvert in it to
if
keep it
it's-
from washing.
yeah, you're gonna wash the road out if you don't put the culvert in.
Right.
So, yeah. Guys, we got a lot to go over. We need to go on. Y'all are welcome to go down.
I will go with Turk and we will go down there and.
yeah,
show
I'll be
him.
more than happy to look at it.
Anybody else that wants to come along,
What I'm saying now, it
just needs
looks
that-
good.
Yeah,
It's great.
good.
You know, they cleaned it. My house didn't flood the last rain. Okay? But it has to be maintained. You have to do this. You know, I mean, whether it's once a month somebody goes down there and takes a little track hoe or something and do something like that, because it's gonna happen again.
Got too
You
many
know, they ain't no way out of it.
roads.
Well, you're just asking to,
To maintain.
whatever he did, just keep doing it.
Yeah, it has to be done.
Is that what you're saying?
Just keep
Whatever he
maintaining.
did, just keep doing it. It's
That's what
work.
he's asking.
It has so
You gotta
far. I
track
mean,
all over somebody else's property to get on, in that ditch. You know, if it
We
was
can't go on
somebody that,
private property to clean it, didn't
you know, you get on that and you're gonna be doing a bunch of yard.
We'll go look at it.
Yeah, I'd
Anybody
like
else
to
that
look
wants to
at
go,
Yeah.
we'll go and look at it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Me and him. We'll go
Thank you
with that.
for stopping by. We're gonna continue on. Y'all have a little packet in your deal there. Our ISO rating was
Thank
approved.
you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr.
Was approved again. We actually lowered our ISO rating another point, which is great. We're down to a 4X, which the X is for people that are a little farther out in the county. Well, it's still a 4, but so it lowered everybody's insurance rate should drop down. If you're anywhere near a hydrant, your rate should drop down. I'd make sure and let your insurance man know about it. But that's great. You know, with y'all's help with getting some equipment and a little upgrading on our trucks, and of course with the water system help, that was a big plus. And I don't know, did we put? Anyhow, I'll bring it up now. We also got our hydrants in to do the extension that we're going to do out River Road and a couple other places that we've got 7 more hydrants that we're going to install. The water department got those in, and we're able to get started on those pretty quick. So that's going to be
Just like Channel 8 News the other night where they couldn't get water
Right.
out of house fire and that guy died down there in
Absolutely.
Goldsboro.
Yeah.
yeah. Right now we were having to come clear back, to the highway to get water. If it was somebody way out River Road, there's no hydrants. So now we're going to have hydrants quite a ways out, along with there's one going to be up by Ivy's, I believe, and a couple other ones.
Well, down FM on
Specific
Old Road.
spots
Yeah.
that the Cal had picked
Yeah.
out in the
Yeah.
future, for the future stuff. So that's great. JR's been struggling. He's been shorthanded too. He's been doing everything himself and reading meters and fixing water lines that
Fixing water
the
lines
plow
with,
company keeps digging out of the ground.
Next, keeps it.
That Rosie keeps digging out on FM on the road, yeah.
So anyhow, he's gonna get started on those as quick as he can, but he actually has a company that comes and does a live tap so that he doesn't have to shut the water lines down. So anyhow, they're gonna get started on that. And our ISO rating was down to a 4, which is super. So, we can, again, thank,
That should bring it down even better with more hydrants.
Oh, yeah.
well, more hydrants and the personnel now is gonna be our, which I might mention, since Miles is not here, Josh Moore, who we just got certified, is going to be leaving us. He's going to go to work for Hardy. So we'll be looking again to replace, our part-time guy, our full-time guy.
We've already replaced him.
Well,
When you train somebody.
kinda. We've got a guy that wants to do it. He's not certified in anything. He used to be an ambulance driver, and so he's good on the medical stuff, but he has not much experience with fire. But he's doing a good job. He's actually a preacher, so
Hold that against him.
he's looking to possibly go to fire school himself, even though he's up a little bit in age. He's not old. He's 42, but it's still a lot.
That's not old.
Now, okay,
That is not
my
old.
brother, okay, I don't know all the particulars on that, but I don't know if they will do that at that age.
Yeah.
I mean, because my brother-in-law has been a firefighter since, well, his whole life. And once you get to a certain age, you cannot transfer from department to department. I mean, see, because when he moved to Rogers, and he started working at Bentonville, they passed a law that once you're at the department and you're at a certain age.
But he's never been with another department, other than he drove an ambulance.
Okay.
So,
Because, I mean, he was wanting to go from the Bentonville department back to the Rogers department, and he could not transfer.
yeah, that may have something to do with that department too, but
No, that's a state thing.
It's an age thing,
Yeah, it's age.
being fit for duty, all that.
But
Yeah.
he's.
Well, I mean, it's something,
He turned
if-
50
if-
this year,
if-
he's retiring, so.
I mean, that's something up to the fire school if they'll accept him or not. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But right now, he's filling in, so, I mean, we're just happy to have anybody there right now, so. But he is filling in, and we're gonna research that a little more and find out what, you know, there's been a lot of people moving here, there, and everywhere. The big departments are paying big bucks to go there, so a lot of people are leaving the small towns, unfortunately. We're still having trouble getting volunteers, and, you know, anyhow, we still need lots more of them. So anyhow, we're great on our certifications. I guess Miles, you see on the fire report, we've had a few calls this last month. Fortunately, nothing real major, mostly medical stuff, so.
Yeah, he changed it. How many? Which I like that report.
Yeah.
Well,
So then we're gonna talk to Mr. Shane.
Oh, here I
He's
am.
been talking enough lately, but he's talked some more.
Yeah, anybody want to shake hands? I'm good at it.
Tell her what cookies you're gonna
We're finally starting to get our 911 run calls. Got it fixed, whatever it was. As you can tell, it's a lot different than what it has showed up in the last few months. This last month is 86 calls.
Pretty busy.
And that's, we still, even with that, we still have phone calls that we get. Like I get calls and I'll send one of the guys or something at night or whatever that probably doesn't ever get logged. So you can usually add 15 to that or 20 pretty easily. Other than that, we've had, I guess y'all read the news. I don't know exactly how far y'all want me to get into that, but we've made one pretty big arrest here from down here off Alma. I'm not going into it
I
here.
guess I'm not about it either.
Holler at me later. I'll tell you about it. I just said not going into it here.
I try not to watch the
Anyway,
news too much, to be honest with
Jeff
you.
and Steve's done a really good job on that deal. They got a confession on it. Anyway, I'll get off that. Right now, we're looking at about 6 to 8 month wait on Durangos, or as far as that goes, any kind of special service vehicle. We've looked at Chicago Motors. All they deal in is used police vehicles. You can get them anywhere from 20,000 miles to 100,000 miles. Our truck, this is going to be a never-ending story with us, and I'm sure y'all are aware of that. The USDA grants have not been let out yet, but even if they let out a 55% grant, it's going to be 6 to 8 months before we can get one. Looked on here, as soon as they come, they go. We found one the other day that was completely equipped. It was a Tahoe, but it's 2-wheel drive, which I think we can get by with that. That was a part-time vehicle. Fully equipped, ready to go. Radar, all you had to do is put your radio in there, and it was 34.5 or something like that, with 50-something thousand miles on it, if I remember correctly. Of course, it wasn't on there long. There's nothing on there right now that I would be interested in. There's a 2013 on there. It's got 85,000 miles. They want 25,000 for it. I think if we keep watch on there, we can do better. My question to y'all is do y'all want to do that? Is this something that y'all want to do? Is this something we want to try to put off?
How many miles do we put on if we get one of those vehicles, how many miles are we talking about that we're gonna be putting on that?
This is a monthly, on
That's
your
right.
sheet that you got there.
The truck.
On that truck, we put 2,100 miles on last month.
I was gonna say, the part-time guys, you're probably talking 20,000 miles a year, probably.
So if we get a truck that's got 50,000 miles on it, we're looking at a couple of years.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
2 years probably at the best.
yeah. You know, a new vehicle, you're looking, like mine right now, I think it's mine and Steve's are 18s. Mine's only got 40,000 miles on it.
Yep.
Steve's has
60.
63,000, and they're 18s.
What's the price gonna be on the new ones?
The new ones are gonna be probably about
42.
42 to 44.
Plus
That's
your,
nice.
plus your
We
gear,
have-
plus the gear.
Do we
Plus
have enough
your
life left in
equipment.
these to get us a year?
It's gonna be about 38,000, then plus about 6,000 for equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
But do we have enough life left in these rigs that we have on the fleet
The-
now?
The ones
get
that
us
we
through.
have, the Durangos that we have now, mine and Steve's are the oldest ones. And like I said, mine's got, actually it's less than 40,000, it's got 38 something, I think.
No, actually Spencer's is the oldest.
Oh, that's right, it's Spencer's, it's the oldest, 62.
Yeah.
I'd say at 100,000 miles, we need to be considering.
I'll agree with that. You know, we've been servicing the Fulton County trucks, and they get about 100,000 miles, and those trucks, really, I mean, they start spending some big money.
Yeah.
Fulton County does.
We've been fortunate right now.
We have been
We
very
have,
fortunate.
we haven't spent hardly a dime.
That truck is a 2015, and it's got 112,000 on it.
Yep.
That's 7 years, you know.
We've been
It's
very
7 years
fortunate that
old.
truck's held up as well as it has.
You know, and we can put one on order, you know, but again, who knows? They're saying
Maybe a year.
months, yeah.
It
Yeah,
could
but if
be-
we
it
have
could
2
be.
years left in these and they're a year out,
They're saying 6 months,
Well, the truck is
6
the
to
one
8,
we won't have that much on.
you know.
You already got 112 on it, so.
Well, I hate to give 35,000 for one that's got 50,000 miles on it when we can get a brand new one for 38.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but now it's another 6,000 on top of that for equipment.
Yeah,
Still,
Yeah.
we're only 15 difference.
Right,
Right. Oh, I agree.
right.
But it's 15.
well, 15's gonna get you 2 years worth of miles on it too, at 50,000 miles on it already.
And, you know,
2 more years.
yeah.
And if we put one on order, we could possibly, the grants could go open and we could, you know, possibly get a 50/50 or
Because
whatever.
there's this new stuff they've come up with, there is some grant money.
Yeah, we were just looking at a Zoom meeting the other day about
Yeah,
it,
we-
yeah.
And if we put one on order before those grants come out, we can still use that grant money for those.
Yeah, it's until you purchase it. Because we actually had the last one that we ordered, we had it ordered way before we got the grant. And then luckily, the grant came before the
Well,
truck
if you didn't
did.
get the grant, they don't have any trouble selling the thing either if we
Right.
can.
Right.
Yeah.
One
Somebody else
thing-
could buy it
Yeah.
instead of you.
Why don't you go ahead and check into that and get us a ballpark or
Get you
get us right down to what we gotta have.
Okay, all right, and, the only thing that we might be able to do, and I don't know if it'll speed up the process or not, is we might ask for an alternative color. You know, it might be gray, it might be black or something instead of a white one. I don't know if that holds, but we can say,
That's fine,
but,
that's fine.
As
okay.
long as it ain't pink, I think we'll be all right.
I think pink would be cool.
Let's not do pink.
What'd you say?
I think pink would be cool.
School bus.
I've seen a fire truck
School
pink.
bus yellow, there you go.
Get a purple one, we'll put Mary Kay on.
The only,
School bus yellow, they ain't gonna stop for you, they don't even stop for the buses now.
I did,
The school bus as it is.
I did talk to the Red River guy that we've been buying from, and he said there are no discounts. You pay premium
Yes.
right now. I don't care what you buy. There's no discounts, there's no state funding right now at all.
Right.
Okay.
So whatever you buy, it's gonna be at a premium
Check
price.
into it.
Oh, yeah.
Shane,
I will,
see what-
I'll look into it the next time we get together, I'll have y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Shane. All right. Dave, the troublemaker's up.
Yeah.
Dave.
Dave, before you even get started,
Okay.
before you even get started, I want to compliment you on everything that we've had, and you kept it up pretty good. We've got buses all over the county that can't get through on roads and stuff, and you've kept ours good enough that we're getting through and doing all right. So, I want to
We tried.
commend you on the job that you're doing, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I don't really have anything, it's pretty normal, except for all the rain.
And the culvert.
But,
Oh,
yeah, culvert stuff.
speaking of covers, Travis Road.
Yeah, we've, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I had to put the culverts back in Travis Road off of FM 101. They were completely washed down the creek,
Again.
and they're like that again right now. So we're trying to
They've
see if we
been
can
completely
find some-
washed out in the last 6 months, 3 times.
Yeah,
I mean, gone.
Does it have anything to do with the lake up there, you think?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I
I
think-
think when it rains hard and it
They dump-
overflows out of that.
I think it's got a dump.
So what do we need to do, concrete them in?
Well, we've been talking about box culverts, concrete box culverts. And this week's been crazy, but I'm gonna call, there's a place in, West Plains and Jonesboro.
Does the county not do that?
I talked to Jeremy and he said they can't even get anybody there long enough to pour them. And theirs are bigger.
Cause they got them old and everything.
Right, but theirs are bigger. They're like 4x4s, which would make that road way tall. Cause he said everything sets on bedrock over there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
we
can't
don't have
dig it
anything
down
big
any
enough to
deeper.
dig it down deeper. So we're gonna have to go with a wider, squattier, culvert to get them in there. But I am gonna try to get some pricing on box culverts. And we also talked about putting those back in and putting the concrete over them. I don't know. They're plastic culverts, which, but there's 2 24-inch culverts in there.
Yeah,
And that's a lot of water going through there, and it still was, they're gone.
How big are the culverts over here off of where Mr. Springer's at?
Those are 24s too, yeah.
They used a big pipe deal down on River Road.
Oh, we have a huge one.
Yeah, like a
But I don't
tanker
know,
truck
That'd
culvert.
be too big too, though.
Yeah, that's the problem is, without really being able to sink
Building the
it.
road up on both sides.
Yeah, you'd have to build
yeah.
10 feet of road over it, so, I don't know.
Are you short-handed now, or you got a full crew, or?
Well, I've got a full crew, but
Short-handed.
Yeah.
Oh, subject to change.
I don't really.
Well, mowing season's back now, so
Yeah.
there's one guy full-time just mowing. And that's not even counting bush hogging.
Need more people.
Yeah. We need to really separate crews and have a road crew and have a sewer crew because 90% of his time is
That's exactly
developed
what it
to
is.
sewer, and the other guys kind of fill in on the roads when we can, and it's just, it's hard, with small crews like we got. That's all we got.
That's all I've got.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take the glory out of
All your equipment
that.
holding up, Dave? All your
Shouldn't have
equipment
brought
holding
that
up good
up.
for you?
Well, my grader went down today. I don't know yet what's wrong with it. I didn't have time to check it out. I was putting in a new system on Valley Hard. So I'm just gonna have to check it out tomorrow and see what's going on with it.
Good luck.
On a little note there on, we did our spring cleanup this last couple weeks ago. And again, we filled 5 40-yard dumpsters, plus a little bit.
Yeah.
We sent a little bit on our truck over there with just mattresses. Guys, that's a lot of trash. All I can tell you is these people that got all the stimulus money definitely spending it on mattresses and furniture
Well, they
because,
need it.
oh my goodness, we had a bunch of furniture. But we crammed and pushed and jammed as much as we could in one of them dumpsters, and we got it in 5. So luckily, thanks to the sheriff for getting us some help. We had them for 3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
And it rained.
Yeah, we had one day we got rained out. So, but these guys did a good job of getting everything picked up, and it's a lot of work. But I want to say thanks to them and the sheriff for giving us some help. We have no code enforcement. As you know, Bill left us, and Robert's been filling in, doing the inspections for us. And Shane's been having his guys do some of the enforcement of trashy places. So, again, thanks to them for doing that because it's working, with his guys with their going in with their police cars, and these people pay a little bit more attention to somebody driving in an old pickup truck. So, but anyhow, Robert's doing the inspections, and or giving him a little bit of money, so. Planning and zoning,
We didn't have a quorum. We did not meet.
okay. Airport Commission, they're still, waiting on the guy to start that taxiway. Maybe now we've got a few dry days and maybe they can get started on that. I sure hope so. But other than that, everything's going okay out there. Tri-County Solid Waste, same deal. It's holding its own. Actually got a little bit of money in the bank. They paid off the note on the building out there, so now there's no liens against that building. We're still trying to find a cabin chassis for them to put the box on that they have out there, and I don't think that's gonna happen either. Well, we're actually looking at another used truck for them. Penske and some of the big rental companies have quite a collection of rental trucks that were pretty well maintained. So we're looking at some of that maybe. Other than that, that's all I got on that. We'll be back to Mary.
For our bank balances for the general fund has $431,411.75. We have $362,583 in our reserve account, and the general checking account has $68,000. So we have a total of $43,000. No, I have to take the accounts receivable out, but $443,339.29 is the total overall cash for the general fund. Street department has $40,711.09. And American Rescue Monies has $80,238.60. We still got to pay out of that account. We still got to pay. What's the name of that company?
Jack Tyler.
Jack Tyler. So, but they haven't got it fixed, so that's coming out of that. Our sales tax account has $135,000 in it. Our sewer AM right now has $19,447. We have $15,843.16. We put $1,700 in that replacement reserve account, and if we run low on our sewer O&M, I'll pay a bill out of it. So that's the reason it's decreased and not increased. It's just a matter of maintaining a good account, a good amount. Our CD, this is for debt service. This is the money that we're saving if we have to, it's to pay our debt, and we've got $60,880.45. I think that CD's fixing to mature on me. I think it was a 8-month CD, I think. And then the meter deposit has $772.25. So overall, we're up $8,000 total all accounts from the previous month. Our sales tax, what we lost in our revenue that we got in March, we gained it back. So we were down in March 5,000. We increased 6,000. So we're for the year compared to last year this time, we're up $5,322.30. So we're not. I was concerned because we was down the month before, but we gained it back. So hopefully we stay that way. County tax was a little down from the previous month, but it wasn't too much down. And basically, got any questions about the income statements or statement of revenue? That's just our expenditures for the month. Any questions about bank reconciliations? That's all I got, unless you guys have questions.
No questions for Mayor? Okay.
Be nice, I do.
All right, we'll just move on. We have no unfinished business. And under new business, the first thing on there was gonna be a resolution, was brought up last month about premium pay. And before we go into that, we need to go to executive session for just a minute and talk about that. And then we'll come back and see what we can do. Everybody's good with that? Okay. Okay, we're gonna call the meeting back to order. Obviously, we're discussing premium pay from the COVID pandemic that had struck every city, and our workers worked hard through that period of time, and our council wants to make it worth their while.
Shane won't be here, sorry Shane.
A spider.
Well, I make a motion that we pass resolution 2209 for premium pay for
1:30.
$1.30 per hour worked from the dates of 3/5/21 through 3/18/22.
Second.
And that is to include all the employees.
All the employees, not just the ones on this list, correct?
Okay, so let me back up because I'm not backing up, I'm gonna make it clear. So you're saying everybody that's on payroll right now?
Yes.
You and that Mayor.
Well, no,
There's
there's
people
people
3-5.
that were working that period.
So the ones that were working during that period?
During that period, the hours they worked in that
Let
period.
me clarify this, this is not gonna come out of the rescue monies. It's actually coming out of we banked, it's CARES money that we banked back a long time ago that reduced our budget. This CARES money, we don't have, the rescue money, we don't have enough money there because you've already, there's $80,000 left. We won't get any more till July. So you wanna take it out of the general fund reserves, is my question.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because that resolution will not say premium pay. It's just gonna amend the budget for that. So we're talking about everybody that was working at the time, even they're not on that list. Okay. 648, Minnie Mouse says, okay,
That includes you,
why me?
because you
We're
work.
an employee, aren't you?
Okay,
Surprise.
okay,
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
yeah, no.
If you don't want it.
yeah,
Do you know some takers, do you, Shane?
No problem.
yeah.
Okay, who made the motion?
William.
William
Okay.
and Mr. Johns,
And
Turk.
we
Seconded.
made the motion, Turk seconded it, and are any more discussions before I say roll call? Dennis Burton,
Yes, ma'am.
Ty Casey,
Yes, ma'am.
Jeremy Rose.
Yes, ma'am.
William Johns.
Yes, ma'am.
Kenneth Massey.
Yes, ma'am.
William Thompson.
Yes, ma'am.
Mary Jo Morris.
Yes, ma'am.
And Randy Hutchison.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. I'm sure our guys will very much appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Very well, very much.
They deserve,
should be more, I
We
promise.
appreciate our employees, I'll tell you right now, and they do a heck of a job with what they get
I
when they
agree.
get it. And anything we can do to make their life a little easier or a little happier along the way, we wanna try to do it.
I agree, I just wish it was more.
This is a big thank you for putting up with all this.
well, and putting up through that period, it was tough for everybody. Okay. Next on the new business, I would like to pave a couple roads. And I know there's one more I'd like to pave, but these two roads do not have any pavement on them, have never had pavement on them. We have not paved a road that we've paid for a long time. We've got some state aid money, and we still have some state aid money coming this year, hopefully, if they ever get all of the bids in. But anyhow, you've got a bid sheet in front of you. This is through Trico out of Horseshoe Bend, which is Mr. Bookout. He's done a lot of work for Hardy and several other places around. He actually works some for Atlas Paving as well. But this will be, as it shows on the bid sheet, 2 1/4 inch hot mix compacted to 2 inch. And 13 feet wide by the 1,900 feet long. Anyhow, it'll pave Rose Road to the end, and it'll pave Highland Park to where the big culvert is at the end of that road. He called me 2 or 3 days ago and said his prices had already gone up 6%. If we didn't lock it in soon, it was going to go up even more. I would like to propose to, if we take some of our rescue money, whatever y'all want to do, we do have some in our street aid fund, but wherever, I would like to get a couple roads paved before I leave office.
Now, this money that we have in the ARPA money, as we call it, you can use to pave roads, and you can use that money for that. I know we have like $80,000 in there, but you can use ARPA money, as we're calling it, for this. And the only thing we've earmarked out of that ARPA money is that Jack Tyler bill. And so we have like $80,000 in that. And then, of course, we have other monies.
Yeah, and street aid fund.
Street aid money has some. Of course, we're paying for a track hoe. Not that we're not
But that
paying for a
builds.
track hoe. We're paying for a
Dump truck.
dump truck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're always paying for something.
Well,
Is Trico the only ones right here to do that?
Well, I called Atlas, and they called me back one time, and we tried to make a meeting, and he could never make it up here. They're the only 2 paving companies in this area that, and they all get their asphalt from Atlas, so. So basically, I'd like I said, this fellow also does work for Atlas, so. I've tried to get other bids, and there's just nobody will even come and bid it, so.
So this price here, this 70,000, that's not including taxes or nothing like that in it, is it? So it's still gonna be closer to 80,000,
See.
maybe a little more than
I
that.
think that's his bid.
Well, I know she doesn't have the total for right down here at the bottom.
Well, there was other streets on here that, Mr. Dunn asked me to do for his area over there. And I can run and look real quick. I mean, I've got that whole bid sheet. We separated these 2 streets out.
Where's Rose Road at?
Rose Road, it's you know where Ted Watson lives?
Okay.
Rose Road is right there. What'll be good is that
Down
when
towards Shaw's.
we get that $300,000 that is gonna finish out Turkey Pen, Liberty Hill.
Right.
You got 2 roads that you don't have to grade anymore.
Done.
So that's the plus thing about
Rose Road will
this.
actually continue, will be at the end of our continuation of
Don
pavement
Yeah.
of
Don
Liberty
McFadden fought
Hill.
for that for years, and it's gonna get done after he passes away.
No, it doesn't show any tax on
I
it.
don't think there's, I don't think there's any tax
I
on
think
it.
it's all inclusive.
I think so.
I'd say it is.
I-
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I know.
I don't think he would bid plus tax, or it would say on
Yeah.
that.
I don't
Yeah,
think so,
he-
yeah.
A lot of cities are exempt anyhow, so,
Yeah.
So you need a
anyhow.
motion,
I'm sorry.
you need a motion.
Yes.
Make a motion, we pass the paving for Rosen Road and Highland Park.
I'll second that.
And do you want to pay it out of the American Rescue Funds? Okay.
I think so.
That'd be best.
Kenneth Massey,
Yes.
William Thompson,
Yes, ma'am.
Joe Morris,
Yes, ma'am.
Randy Hutchison,
Yes, ma'am.
Dennis Burton,
Yes, ma'am.
Ty Casey, Jeremy Rose,
Yes, ma'am.
It's a good thing you have that extra money.
Thank you, guys. You know, this will just be two less roads Dave's gonna have to take care of. I wish we could, you know, I wish I would have got Liberty Hill Circle in that motion because we pay, all we do is patch on that road and it'll get, yeah.
I mean, it takes
If
time.
money keeps coming like we've been doing, we'll be okay, so,
They all take time and they'll get.
yeah. But anyhow, thank you very much. Guys, that's all I have other than our announcements. Anybody got anything?
I do. I want to thank both y'all for putting the time in that you put in on this. I know it's tedious, and I know a lot of times we ask you to do things that you probably shouldn't have to do. We already do it ourselves, but I appreciate all y'all do.
Well,
Really do.
I've had,
I'd
probably
like to
everybody,
second that.
probably everybody knows, but Edith has went to part-time and her primary responsibility is the building, planning and zoning, the building permits. That's her primary. She works from home.
Grants.
And if they want to get a building permit, they'll have to do it on Wednesdays. And then I hired Jasmine to replace Edith for the front office there, and she's doing really good. And I did check with our lawyer to make sure I could hire kinfolk, and it didn't matter, so. Jasmine's my niece, but she's somebody that lives in Highland, and one of these days I'm gonna retire, and I wanna make sure that she knows everything I don't know, you know, so that's, my main goal is to train her. And she's doing really good, and so, but I didn't know if everybody knew that Edith went part-time. Well, she's working part-time, but she is a gem as far as grants and everything.
She's working on
You're
her,
gonna retire, okay?
she's working on
Let me
her,
know when you're gonna retire.
yeah.
Are you retired? I got 2 more years.
Edith's working on those grants, which is a huge,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
standalone job, just trying to keep up with those grants.
yeah.
I ain't doing
So,
them.
yeah, she's been getting educated and all that stuff.
I'm doing
I
great.
looked that up about the age of the firefighters, and this is how to become a firefighter in Arkansas, and this is on Firefighter now. Any applicant who arrives at the age of 35 plus during the selection process shall be immediately disqualified and not eligible to receive an offer of employment.
Okay,
So, I'm not trying to discourage you, I mean, as a volunteer,
right.
jump in.
Oh, yeah, and he's been doing, and he's been doing,
Discrimination,
Yeah,
son, man.
that's discrimination.
Well, I know but my brother-in-law was butting heads against
yeah,
this
this,
whole thing.
there's gotta be I wouldn't wanna go do it anymore. I mean, I still do it, but
Right.
I wouldn't wanna be running inside the building anymore.
Yeah.
But, okay, thank
You'll
you.
need engineers.
Yes.
Yeah, and
You don't have to.
I'm good at that.
But somebody's gotta run the equipment.
Right.
But anyhow,
Somebody that's trained for volunteer.
Anybody
work to do that.
that can find anybody that's even remotely interested in being a volunteer, we need volunteers badly. You know, we have, most of the time shows up as 3 or 4 of us older guys, and, you know, unfortunately, we can only do so much.
Yeah, I was already working for Cherokee before we turned age 32.
I can't be a firefighter, I'm just too old.
So the one that left went to Hardy, he was on our
He just went full-time.
paid fire department?
Oh, yeah.
And we just paid for him to be certified.
Well,
Yeah.
no, we really don't pay for the schooling, but we paid for his salary while he was in school.
We paid for him to go to wherever he
But
goes.
we was
to.
using him while he was going to school, like, I mean,
No, he was going to school 8 hours a day, so,
Yeah.
you know, he'd run a night call or something, but no, yeah, we paid basically his salary while he was going to school. And it's unlike the police department, where if we certify them within a year, if they go somewhere, then that department has to reimburse us for that. It's not that way with the fire department, unfortunately.
Hey, we need to look into something like that, John, see if we can get them to sign the contract. Can we-
Well, and we could do that if we did a contract, but,
Well, there are
Can't do
places that do have a 2-year contract.
yeah, you have to give a year back or whatever, you know, but,
We're at-will employers.
right.
Yeah.
That'll get you in trouble, or I think it would.
Anyhow,
well, you're at will. You're signing your contract, I mean.
You don't sell contract. Whatever little meetings I've been in, you don't do that.
Calendar of events. Primary election. Everybody needs to get all your folks out to election because most of the stuff's, a lot of it's going to be decided on that day because most of these people are running as Republicans. So if it's not decided on that day, then it'll be a runoff type thing. But need to get everybody out. They'll be here from 7:30 to 7:30 on the 24th.
I'll be here. I'll be here.
30th will be off, will be closed for Memorial Day. Planning zoning meeting, hopefully, June 7th. And I'm losing my voice. And our next council meeting will be on the 14th.
Does the planning and zoning need to meet a different night, a different time? It's just because there's so many so
Well,
much
there was a
going
lot
on.
of school things going on last week, and then I ended up working till after 6 o'clock.
But is there something else you guys need to do, maybe later? I'm asking now.
That's really the only time that we've not met in the last,
Okay, because there's a lot that's needs
Yeah.
to be done.
yeah. That's the first time we've not met in
Okay.
months.
And that's all I got.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, guys.